Yo, what up, though? What up, though? You know what I'm saying? I hope today is better than it was yesterday. You know what I mean? You know what I said, I'm trying to get used to the whole live thing. You know what I mean? Trying to get used to kind of spitting balls on camera, you know, just trying to feel shit out. And, I said, what I'm going to do is just create some topics of discussion. You know, like today is a nice day to talk about suckers. You know what I mean? I started with two radio suckers yesterday, but I gotta talk about suckers, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. So let's talk about these kind of suckers. The motherfuckers who everybody in their family tell them, be careful, watch the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be out there doing dirty work, you know what I mean? Because it's going to come back to haunt you. And then they get bagged and they expect everybody to support them when they go get locked up. Everybody got to pay when they get locked up. Everybody got to have a phone open when they get locked up. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect that. I don't respect that. Think about that. People try to protect you from yourself. You get yourself caught out there, but then you expect everybody to hold you up. Yeah, I don't respect that. You know how it goes. You know how the game go. Why can't you support yourself? Why you don't put money aside? Why you don't think in the logical sense? You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Well, it's here and there, but you know what I mean. I don't respect that. That's a sucker. Individuals who don't respect adults, blazing up his shit all around. You know what I'm saying? You see the old school walking by, you blazing up with no respect, no dignity. You know what I'm saying? Talking reckless. You know what I mean? Intimidating older people. That's suckers, man. That's suckers. You know what I mean? I will say this. In my era, yeah, I mean, I'm a '70s baby, so I'm coming from a little distance. It ain't far, but I'm coming from a little distance. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a '70s baby. You know what I mean? And one of the things I can say is I was lucky enough, whether good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? My father was there. My father was there and he was teaching the game. You know what I'm saying? He was who he was, you know what I'm saying? Or he different now, but he was who he was. And I respect that. And I feel like if he wasn't who he was, I wouldn't be who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Because he showed me man shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a sucker. He showed me man shit for real. You know what I mean? And when I say man shit, I mean like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he just taught me man shit. I'm gonna leave it at that. But needless to say, while I go on my tangent and my rant, because I'm looking at a camera, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas can see me, hopefully, but I can't see you. So whatever is whatever. But there was a lot of individuals who was raised by their mothers. Raised by their mothers. Some mothers were passive, let niggas do any kind of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Some mothers were extremely strict. Nigga, you ain't doing shit. Um, I mean, it was a mix of both. But I noticed that the mothers that let their kids do all kind of stupid shit because they was too busy in their own shit to be concerned about it. Those niggas was extreme suckers. Like they were like, there's a difference between suckers and there's a difference between next level type 10, 50,000 degree suckers. These niggas was real suckers. You know what I'm saying? And it was different, it was different type of niggas though. Like you had niggas who they mama worked hard Still let this nigga do all kind of shit. But he was fresh to death. Every time you see him, he was fresh to death. Like, couldn't tell him shit, nigga. Every outfit was on fleek. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be struggling. This nigga come through fresh. Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Niggas starving. This nigga come through eating snacks. You know what I'm saying? Always got to change on the snacks. You know what I mean? But then when that nigga became a grown ass man, something happened to his mother, like she passed away, or she ain't have it like she had it then because she older now. And you know, these niggas is fucking bums, yo. Fucking bum. They bums. Bums. You see them dirty and shit because they mama raised them niggas to be spoiled fucking brats. You know what I'm saying? Then they become ain't shit nigga and everybody owe them something. Everybody got to give them something. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the nigga that got a disciplined mother, always working, putting in work, and this nigga listened to her. He's more successful. He a nigga that got a job. You know what I'm saying? It may be a good job, it may be a great job, but he got a job. He productive to society. He treat the women in his life well. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, it's like a spectrum, you know what I'm saying? It can bounce, you know, some niggas who mama let them do whatever the fuck and bought them everything. Some of them niggas turned out all right too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying every nigga, but I'm talking to the sucking niggas, and the sucking niggas know who I'm talking about. You feel me? For real, for real. But needless to say, you know, you had the disciplined mother, you know what I'm saying, who worked every day, who stood her ground. You know what I'm saying? She was a disciplined parent. On the flip side, their child was more respectful, you know, when adults was around. Their child was more respectful to the rules of the game. You know what I'm saying? They had to be more strategic, you know what I mean? Sometimes they'll come to my house, smoke weed, get high, and have to sleep it off at my crib before they can go home. Some of them. For real. This is the real. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, I would say in our generation, right, this is where the struggle come in at. This is where it comes in at. You know what I'm saying? Because the system strategically planted traps for us to get caught in. And niggas love being in what? Traps. Trap house. In the trap. I mean, you are trapped. How dumb is that? How dumb is that? How dumb is that? How to exploit that you're in a trap and brag about it. How dumb is that? You know what I'm saying? In my era, man, my father was in my crib, but fathers was scarce on the block. People called my mother mama. People called my father pops. Now they just called him his name, but you know what I'm saying? They just called him his name, but you know, he was still there. He still was that representative. He was still that representative, you know what I mean? Hold my mic, by the way, because it's broken. He was still that representative. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of fathers trying to, you know what I'm saying, get with their children. You know what I mean? I see more fatherhood than I've ever seen before. You know what I'm saying? In the era that was after. But the era that was after those 70s or the era after that era. You know what I'm saying? Either the 80s or the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? But I see more fatherhood nowadays, and I respect that. I respect that. I respect men that are okay with being civilians. You know what I'm saying? It's okay being civilians. I respect that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, but the ones who don't respect that, deep in their core, man, you already know they suckers, man. That's why you don't even pay attention to suckers, man. You never pay attention to suckers. You know, I be hearing motherfuckers all the time talking this 100. Man, I know 100 when I see it. I don't need somebody to tell me they 100 in order for me to see it. If you got to tell me you 100, then that means you ain't 100. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, say it all, be it all. I ain't gonna front. If you're not 100, it's gonna show on how you move. And how you move is how people respect you based on how you move. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody got to say something to prove that there's something, then come on, man. I always heard, never believe what somebody tell you, show me. Never believe what somebody tell you, show me. So at the end of the day, show me you 100. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen 100 before, and it was counterfeit. And it was counterfeit. And I looked at it and knew not to go in the store with that shit. Because it was counterfeit. Some $100 bills, you'll get to the store before the clerk wanted that little pen over it. They'd be like, it's a wrap for you. But you thought it was real. And it was fake. I don't need nobody to tell me when they want 100. I don't listen to all that. You know what I'm saying? All that hoopla. You know what I mean? All that hoopla. I'm just calling out some suckers, man. Some suckers. We need a different energy on the block, man. We need a different energy on the block. For real, man. For real. For real. I'm seeing so many suckers destroying themselves. Any reflection of you is yourself. Not seeing the bigger picture. There's a secret war going on outside no man is safe from. But y'all too busy being suckers. Shoot them up, bang, bang with each other. Ignorant. Ignorant. And I wonder who taught you that. Now, that's fake news. It's not who taught you that, because my brother told me one time, you know what I'm saying, my brother Alamo, he told me one time I was like, yo, man, these niggas going crazy, man. And he said, yo, you remember that was us? That's what people used to say about us. That stuck with me, yo. That stuck with me. That stuck with me. Because when I was out there doing my thing, I didn't think too much about what would the end game be, what would the consequences be. But then when I started seeing my son start doing the things that I was doing, then I became more a parent, like a parent, a crazy parent, like what the fuck? But I had to grow old enough to see that. Like I had to develop more to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it to the younger ones. But see, my problem is those older suckers, the ones that is my age, the ones that are around my age, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, that ain't teaching nigga shit. I mean, how did you make it to being a little younger, a little older, or my age? How did you make it? What rules to the game are you giving? What and when I say rules to the game, let me make it clear. It's always been hard for me to listen to somebody who ain't got shit. But you can learn something from a baby. Let me pick it up. It's hard for me to learn from a nigga who ain't got shit, but you can learn from a baby. I hope you picked up what I'm putting down. If not, I'm about to pick it up anyway. I'm gonna pick it up. There's a difference between listening to, say, a homeless person and they say, you don't want to do those drugs because this is what it did to me. I will listen to that all day long. That's a jewel. But if anybody trying to tell me how to get money, how to be productive, how to move and uplift, how to motivate, and they ain't got shit, man, shut up. I ain't trying to hear you. I'm stubborn in my way and I ain't moving off my pivot. I ain't trying to hear you. For real. For real. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop this sucker shit. You know what I mean? It's this thing I want to bring to you guys. It's an acronym. Never ignorant, getting goals achieved or accomplished. Never ignorant, getting goals achieved or accomplished. It's time for the nation to rise up, unify, each one teach one. Any man that's over the age of 40, show a little nigga how you got there. Show a little nigga how you got there. Stop keeping your mouth shut. Because the next episode of Suckers are the ones where somebody could be in a brutal accident and they busy pulling out their phone instead of assisting and helping. Those are suckers too, but that's another episode. So in this episode of Watch Out for Suckers, I'm Mr. Black of Most Styles. Peace. Let me figure out how to turn the stream off.